we don't need to record because John's here.
Yeah.
Yep, we're good.
Good evening, everyone,
Good evening. Good evening.
in the room and on the Zoom. Hi,
Hello.
Lincoln. And we have Brian as well. Warren Select Board meeting, August 26th, 2025. Do we have any public comment this evening?
Question.
Public question?
Are they doing something up on Lincoln? A lot of dump trucks I see.
Yes.
What are they
Yes,
doing?
they are. They are repaving
Huh?
the parking lots. Would you mute? the
Oh,
mic?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Oh, is that happening now, or is it what's going on the other side?
They're repaving they're modifying and paving the parking lots at
At the very top.
the bottom of the trails. And Lincoln is paving their side of the mountain.
Lincoln's
So
doing
you
culvert?
Lincoln is doing replacing culverts
Culverts.
and paving their side. But are you talking about Warren dump trucks?
I think they're worn.
Yeah, they were hauling gravel this morning. Remember when Andrew texted us?
Yeah, up on Lincoln Gap.
So I know that they
That's-
just paved
did
it.
say that.
Or not paved it, but graded it. But I don't know what else they're doing up there.
It's been a couple of weeks, I think.
Of our dump trucks?
Yeah, he
Might
said I'm
be.
hauling gravel on Lincoln Gap Road.
Seen a few here and there, I see.
Yeah,
I wonder
So-
if they're fixed. I always forget the name of that dirt
West,
road.
West Hill.
No, the one that goes up
Hanks
to the
Road?
right,
Hanks,
maybe
yeah.
they're doing that one.
They might be working
Yeah,
on a
that's
project
true.
up there.
I know that got some storm damage
Mhm.
and culverts, so
I'm
maybe,
just curious.
yeah, sorry, I don't have a better answer. We can find
I can
out.
find out for you, Perry.
Nah, it's not bad.
Any other public comment?
So I'm just here curious about the speed bumps. And
Which, yes, we will talk about them under the town administrator update.
Great.
So we'll get to that.
Perfect.
And your questions are welcome when we get there.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Anything else? Okay.
I just want to say, I think that we recognize them as a group, but just that the Warren Wind Down
Yes.
was a success last week.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that I know that I have to send you guys an email, but they're planning on another event.
Okay.
So.
It was great.
Yeah,
Did
it was,
anyone
yeah.
else attend?
Yeah.
We were all there.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
The Warren Wind
was
Down
nice.
last Wednesday, live music, food trucks, all the
I got
things.
people signed up for our,
Hey,
Yeah,
nice
that's-
job.
How many did you get, do you know?
I got it to the
30
second
something?
page.
It's like a page and a half-ish. Yeah, we got some good.
Okay, so there's a good thing that we should let everybody know. We are sort of onboarding a town newsletter. If you'd like to stay informed, please fill out your registration sheet, maybe just write on the side, add me to the newsletter with your email address. That would be great. We'd
Great
love
idea.
to connect with as many people as possible. Okay, and thank you to the group, Sam Gabriels and Adam Zawitowski and Jenny Felice and Michelle Bennett
Yep,
and the Historical Society and the Planning Commission for putting on a really great event.
Yeah.
bravo.
Lots of fun, went well. Agenda changes.
I would like to give the board an update on the looters process. And I was hoping that we would be able to agree to spend some money, but we'll see since there are only 3 of us. But
Okay.
We're moving the
Can I add
maintenance.
that?
Yeah, I think we're gonna postpone the maintenance plan for the town because we're missing one of the members that drafted it and another that is important for the conversation. So we're removing maintenance plan for the town. We could put the looters in that place, not that it'll take quite as long, but, okay.
And then we
Alright.
just need to do the fuel RFP.
And we're gonna add the fuel RFP, why don't we do that right after the looters, in that same slot?
Okay.
Does that sound?
Yep.
Okay, great. First on the agenda, we have the Green Mountain Valley School Festival permit request.
I think Sam is online on Zoom.
Yeah.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. Devin, Camilla, Kaylee,
Hi.
Rebecca, you already know,
Kinda,
kind of.
via email.
Tell us about this event.
Well, so this is just an orientation event that our students will be participating in. It's Friday, the 12th of September, so about 2.5 weeks out. And it's, you know, a sort of overland event where they'll be broken up into teams and covering a whole series of different legs that will take them basically from Waitsfield out to Warren, up over into the Lincoln area, and then they come back over via the Jerusalem Trail back to the valley, and then up into Facein, and then over Moortown Gap, and back around the Waitsfield Gap, and back to campus by the end. So it's a full day event. It really only impacts Warren in the morning, and it's not, you know, it's at any given time, I think we have 9 or 10 teams. So there's only, you know, 9 or 10 kids doing any given leg. But we'll have kids, you know, running, biking, mountain biking, and hiking at various points and through various legs. So the primary part that goes through Warren really is a bike ride along Golf Course Road to West Hill, out to Lincoln Gap Road, and then there's a transition, and then another bike leg begins there and goes up and over Lincoln Gap. So that's the basics. And if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to do my best to answer them.
Guess we should probably just make sure our road crew knows that's going on that morning, so they're not trying to do something else at the same time in that stretch.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca, can you let Andrew know?
Yep.
Please. It doesn't seem like you need much from us other than, you know, letting us know what you're doing. It looks like you've got everything pretty much organized.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, and we'll be in touch with, you know, EMS services in each town that we travel through. So
Yep.
Member Valley Ambulance guys will know that we're going to be out that day.
Looks
So,
like
yeah.
you have staff directing students at the intersections, traffic.
Exactly.
Control.
Yeah. Anywhere that we, you know, imagine that there could be any kind of sort of, you know, scary traffic scenarios, we've got staff positioned to help, you know, kids monitor that and you know, make it through safely. And also we've got staff at points where kids just might make a wrong turn. So.
Sounds good to me. What do you think, ladies?
Jeff, do you have any comments?
Nope.
No.
I mean, the 12th is a Friday, so theoretically the highway department wouldn't be working.
Right.
Oh, true. Yep. I get nothing.
Do we, what about application fee?
What is the application?
Well, there's none listed.
Yeah,
And I don't think there's any fee schedule on the website.
And I would also say that it's such a small portion, I would just vote to waive it personally.
Yeah, I mean, until we have this bigger conversation, it
Around
doesn't sound
fee
like we're really charging anybody for anything.
Right, right. Well, I think it's
I- it-
unfair to charge people without giving them notice of being charged, so we need to have that conversation.
We need to have the conversation. I mean, we have
Yeah.
charged people in the past, so it's,
Right.
and it says fee schedule, so.
Right.
But yeah, I agree, and it doesn't seem like it's going to require really any resources or
From us.
from us.
All right. 0 fee. Do we hear a motion to approve the application for a festival permit from Green Mountain Valley School for an event on September 12th?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. Thank you, Sam. Have fun.
thank you guys. Well, we will. Yeah. And if anything, you know, any other questions come up, just let me know.
Thank you.
Will do.
Have fun.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, town admin update.
That's me. Just want to remind everybody that my field hockey season has started. And so my hours are shorter during the day, but I'm working at night so I can stay caught up. There's just so much going on. So if you don't hear from me basically by 2:30ish, I try to get back to people at night when I'm back home.
So for the public who want to try to catch you before 2 or 2:30, is that 5 days a week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So 8 to 2.
8 to 2 is basically, yeah.
Okay.
But
And then available via email.
mm-hmm. Yep. Just a reminder that the municipal building will be closed on Friday, August 29th for the Green Mountain Stage Race. I posted on Front Porch Forum, and I'll let the Valley Reporter know to sort of post, Thursday afternoon so that people they see it. I'll have Lisa put it on her social media pages. And then we're also closed the afternoon of this Thursday, the 28th, from 12 to 4 for the ICS Pro True Training. And we're going to do it over at the firehouse because there's too many of us to fit around this table in here. And they have a bigger screen and all the things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
12 to 4 this Thursday
mhm.
and Friday.
And
The
Friday?
offices will be closed.
Sorry. Yep. Training's not Friday,
Okay.
too.
No,
All day committed.
I draw the
Bring
line at
snacks.
that. Last week I met with Waitsfield Telecom regarding all of these random hanging lines and cables that were hanging off the municipal building. They just look really ugly and really tacky. So they came and he did some testing and none of the wires were active, so he removed them all.
Awesome.
Yay.
So I mean, there's a box that was on the side of the building that he removed, so now it looks really tacky because there's no paint right there,
Right.
but at least the wires are gone. So, Eve Silverman, Tom Spencer, and Waitsfield Telecom have been collaborating on bringing Wi-Fi access to Brooksfield in the dog park area. They're currently working on a grant to help fund the project. The estimated cost for the equipment is roughly $3,000, and Telecom is possibly going to donate their labor to put the equipment up for the Wi-Fi. I figured that since this is town-owned property, you all should, have a say, be able to chime in, do all the things. What I don't know, and it hasn't been answered for me, is how they're going to pay for the service once the
whose
equipment
account?
has been installed.
Yeah. Who will own the account?
No one's really been able to answer that for me. So I'm still waiting on an answer for that, but I told the group that I would let you all know and get back to them if you all had any questions or concerns. So that's been my number one concern is, how are we going to pay for it going forward? What the dollar amount is, even I don't know the answer to that. So
And whose name is on that account? Are they applying in the town of?
I believe that
Warren?
the dog park is applying for the grant with the help of Waitsfield Telecom. But they
that
are
would be the
really
question
the town of Warren, because the dog park is Warren's dog park.
Okay,
Well,
so
the
we
Mad
gotta
River Rec District manages the dog park.
They do? Okay.
Yeah, we have an MOU with them
Okay.
for the dog park.
So then it would be rec district.
I wonder, yeah, I think we need some clarity on who owns the service and who pays for it
Yeah.
going forward.
Who's
I think it's a
Liable, yeah.
great idea. There's no service there.
Right.
And for example, I just picked up 2 free, loose, uncollared dogs from there yesterday. That Joan Knosson and Karen Mitchell, I think that's her name, had sort of corralled in the smaller dog park, but they couldn't call from there. They had to
Right.
go home, leave the dogs,
Yep.
in order to get service. So I think there's value
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
having connectivity there.
Yeah. For sure. So I will find out the answer to those questions, and I'll let you guys know.
Thank you.
Devin and I met with Pike this morning to review the planned speed humps and speed tables in the village. Dave from Pike has marked the roadways, and installation is scheduled to be completed by September 15th.
wow,
Because they have to come back and do some road repairs to Plunkton, so they'll already be here.
nice.
He's going to get us a contract. And I have sent Andrew an email so that he can get the signs ordered. They'll also be doing the striping on the, the markings on the
Across,
road
yeah.
for that as well.
And the reason we want to make sure that we discuss it tonight is that we approved it for installation next year with payment in
Yeah.
2025.
Right.
And Pike said, hey, we have to be there anyway, we'd really love to get this done this year. So I'd like to offer an amendment to our previous motion where we allow for the installation of the speed bumps this year.
We have to spend the money this year either
Anyway.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
better, it's just we didn't
Yeah.
think it was even
Gonna
remotely
happen.
possible.
Yeah.
And the only reason why there was a question was because we, on the paving schedule, we had Main Street, and Andrew said that he doesn't know where that came from, because he doesn't have any intentions of doing Main Street
Oh.
this coming year.
Oh, okay, that's
So-
right, we did talk
And
about
we
that.
learned from Dave today that once they're installed, you just pave right over them.
Yeah.
Maintenance is easy. You don't have to rebuild them. You don't
Yeah.
have to take them down,
Right.
etc.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing about the time change is getting the signs quickly, because we
Yeah.
really do need to have the signs, and if somebody
Yeah.
should hurt their vehicle and we don't have the sign, because we have the hump,
Right.
that could be a problem, so I think we really need to
Yep.
make sure we can get that done quickly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be my only
I sent
concern.
Andrew an email today, so and I know he gets his signs from over in Barry, so it's not like he's got to order them
Okay.
and wait for 6 weeks for them to get here. But
So we're talking about like 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but he said they'd be done by the middle of September.
Yep.
So
Can I ask a question about that, or is it? when's the
you
right
you
time?
may. I was just sort of hoping to get a second on my motion to modify the schedule to this September.
You moved it?
I move that we
Second.
modify the schedule to install the speed bumps early September. Any further discussion?
So I have a question, and
Yeah.
I may have missed this. I think it's great to have traffic control there. And I was wondering, so by my house, which is
Yeah.
by the schoolhouse road, is it a speed bump, a speed hump, or a speed tray? Has that been determined?
Oh, we haven't even heard the term tray yet.
Table.
Or
I think
table.
that's-
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Right.
adding
So
some
what was
spice.
the decision? And
It's a hump.
It's a hump.
It's a hump. They are 6 inches tall.
Mhm.
I forget how deep. 6 feet.
6 feet, I think.
6 feet from side to side. Well, you can see it marked out.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see a
yeah.
center line. And so we find, and we talked with Dave about this, that those are like, they're sort of the best way to get people's attention and get them to slow down, but they're not like, you have to stop,
No, I
right?
understand.
And they're not as aggressive such that they're, they hopefully won't damage trailers or like people won't hit trailer hitches on them, etc. with
Right.
the lower profile.
So my only concern was, and maybe it's all done, and if it's done, it's done. The placement of it, it is right by my house. They do create extra noise.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad it's a hump, not a bump.
Yeah.
I think a bump would have been too aggressive, and
The bumps are pretty,
they're pretty
We-
aggressive.
we don't
and-
like them,
And
yeah.
the hump is much less aggressive, and I
Yeah.
think it's much better. And then the trays are slightly less aggressive, or
they're the other way around. We were just told today that the trays are like, and we're calling them tables.
tables, okay.
So just so we know that we're all on the same page.
Okay.
They are the most aggressive.
Oh, the
They
most
they
aggressive.
span
They're the most
6,
expensive.
8,
right.
and 6
Uh-huh.
feet. So they total 20 feet,
Right.
and you have to like slow down, almost stop to go over them.
Oh, yeah, so that's, okay, that wasn't my understanding. That's good, because I think that's a mistake. I mean, the humps seem good. I'm just concerned about the
Noise,
sound. the
yeah.
noise. Is there any way, and like I said, I'm late to the party here, so there's not, is there any way to move it up above the dump road? Or would that be not possible?
We can't put it on a hill.
We can't put it on a hill. We did locations at our last meeting with the board at
Okay, so I
large,
missed that.
and we talked about that.
Uh-huh.
And there are benefits to it. What it misses is all of the people coming off dump road.
Right.
And we see a huge amount of traffic, in particular in the winter, coming over Roxbury Mountain, down dump road, and into the village.
But haven't they already stopped? I mean, theoretically, there's a stop sign there.
That's the part that's theoretical.
So I'm out there all the time, I mean, I'm on the porch
Yeah.
all the time,
Mhm.
and I've never seen a car come off the dump road without, I haven't seen, without,
Stopping.
maybe a full stop, maybe not, but without, like, really coming to a slow
I
point.
think what we're worried about is they get there and then they accelerate, even if they stop, they
Yeah.
accelerate out and then they start heading into town.
Right, like,
accelerating.
and as residents
Right.
of the dump
Somebody
road, like,
drives
we come down the dump road and I don't even have to touch the gas, and I could be going 34 miles per hour by the time I get to the speed limit sign.
Right.
So I hear you, and we tried to be really strategic about our placement so that we avoid putting it in front of people's houses.
Right.
We were trying really hard for that, and that location was a little bit tricky because of the entrance to the school road and where it gets steep.
And are
So-
you putting one on the uphill side also? Which
It
I
goes
know is-
all the way across.
It does, because that's good, because cars go
So
as
fast.
I would say
Yeah.
there's more speeding.
Out of
and I
town.
see it all the time,
Yeah.
out of town,
Yeah.
just cruising out of there.
Right.
I mean, my concern is just noise, because there's gonna be increased amount of noise.
Yeah.
As cars that have loose, I mean, any
Yep.
kind of
Yep.
things jiggling, it's gonna be much louder in my house.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
Here's the solution.
yeah.
If people would just slow down without us having to do all this stuff.
No, I've
Yeah.
been trying to get the
I
town, I
know.
mean, for a long
I
time, and
know.
actually, for the town, the road commission for many years said you can't do speed bumps because
Right,
of the
for plowing.
plows.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
And
we've beaten them down enough now. They've said, okay, fine.
Well, I think that's right, because we had talked about that years ago, and they were like, well, no, can't do it because of
Right.
plows. And so the
That
humps.
was when we started this conversation, Kyle.
Yeah.
2022.
We should
You
just
remember those
become
days?
a car-free village, and then we won't have any noise.
A car-free village,
Yeah.
that would be
That would be-
challenging for you guys on the airport road to get it over here.
That would
There'd
be
be a lot of parking lot, you know. Okay, well,
So we,
it's a
we,
done
we
deal, so-
really want to keep it before you get to the school road because of the plows that are coming out of there now, children, parents, etc. So we're just like so limited right there, and we sort of maximized how high up we could go.
And then the next one, right,
Mhm.
is the speed table.
Yes, at
And
the
so-
bottom
so
of the
there's
trail.
Quite a distance that, where people do pick up speed. If we were to put it up above
Up
Dump
higher.
Road, between that and where they come down the trail from the school,
Right.
that's a big stretch for people to pick up speed. So the
Mhm.
closer we can put them together, the
Yeah.
more we can slow them down.
And are you worried at all about people, you know, because you get a lot of traffic there, when, especially in the morning, when the schools like loading up there as cars come barreling down, and they,
Yeah.
you know, as you all know.
We're worried about all the
No
things,
barrel.
Kyle. What are you wondering if we're worried about specifically?
Yeah, with that,
What are you wondering if we're worried about?
cars, I'm always worried about cars coming, you know, as I come in and out of my driveway all the time. Cars come just really fast down the hill.
Yeah,
I guess with the speed bump, as cars are slowing down, because say a lot of people will know that the speed bump is there,
right.
or the speed
Eventually,
hump.
yeah.
And so eventually, and that's gonna make, I think that's gonna control traffic much better than the signage, for
Right,
sure.
yeah.
There's no doubt about it, and I think the lines in the village have worked really well, it seems like they've been great.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about cars slowing down, getting slowed down, and other cars coming faster, and they come around that turn. I mean, and the highway department was always worried about that
So
also.
to your point there, we talked with Dave today about the need perhaps for a speed bump ahead sign further up the airport, Brook Road,
Brook Road.
sorry.
Yeah.
So because you're right, like you come around that corner and then you're gonna see the sign and then you're gonna have the speed bump and it's gonna happen pretty fast, whereas everywhere else we have better sight lines.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it will be necessary for another sign on the uphill side for incoming traffic, speed bump ahead.
You're planning on putting one up
Higher, yeah, like probably near where our village sign is.
And are you gonna put any striping on the road at all, or not?
There is mandatory striping that happens with each of the speed humps.
Right.
And
Oh,
they
okay.
will do that when they install.
Yep.
Okay, well,
I do have a
I'm
question
sorry, how
around
about
this,
inconvenience,
and
though?
that is, I think during the last meeting we had, we were talking about when the road gets repaved.
Yeah.
That's a good time to reevaluate how well the speed bumps are working,
Mhm.
right, or speed humps are working.
Mhm.
But now we just learned that you can pave over them, and that's fine.
Yeah, but if we
But
don't
is
like
there,
them, we can
like,
grind
a-
them out.
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
is there opportunity to
We
reevaluate?
can always take them away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just grind them up.
And they're the they're the
They're asphalt.
asphalt.
They're paved right in,
Uh-huh.
and they're gonna, cut a little curve so there's a nice smooth transition, no lip.
Right.
They'll have epoxy paint,
And
striping.
so the only other concern, what about because bikes come down as fast as cars.
Yeah, they do,
And
And they shouldn't.
and they shouldn't.
I know they shouldn't, but
again, the signs.
I know, I'm just worried that people,
Yeah.
people come, I mean, I sit down on my porch all the time, it's just
Yeah.
blasting down that hill.
Yeah.
The word you keep using is the same word we're using. We're worried.
Yeah.
We're worried about the speeding. We're worried about this whole problem.
Oh,
so-
me too, I'm
Yeah.
happy that the town is doing something.
Yeah.
I just was wondering what the solution was, and obviously you guys have looked at all the solutions, so I was just
Yeah.
coming in because I wasn't
No-
sure what to
Yeah.
throw about,
Perfect.
and I was worried if it was a speed bump, because a speed bump is
They're
really
so-
dangerous,
yeah.
and a speed hump is less dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got some good feedback from your brother today on site, so
He did.
that was good.
He was on the phone, yeah.
Yep. And
Well, let's see what it does.
yeah.
And we'll keep you posted from our side what we see,
Yeah.
because we have a
Good,
front,
please
I
do.
don't know, when I bought the house, there's a famous picture of a car in my, right into my house, it was done in
Oh.
'68.
Oh, really?
Before the guardrail was put up,
Yeah.
and Sue Carter told me about, she knows
Wow.
like the whole story of the
Yeah.
thing, but there's a car like right where my house juts out, right into the,
Yeah.
into the side of the house.
Wow.
So it's
Anyhow,
a problem
Hopefully
that's
the
been
speed
going on
bump
for a long
helps.
time.
no. Okay.
A
thanks for
couple of
answering my
other
question.
things I want to mention
Oh,
about.
Jeff?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Is there any worry about the runoff coming down up Brook Road where it's gonna drain to? So when you have,
Yeah.
we have heavy rains,
Right.
it just rolls down Brook Road.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
if
he
it's gonna-
said something about that.
Thank you.
They keep it 8 inches in from the edge of the road to allow runoff to continue along the edges of the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause I just worried that
It'll
if
get
that's the case, now you've got all the water that's coming down
Then-
a however wide road,
right.
going towards 8 inches, and is it gonna cause erosion?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to see, and if we need to do something
And
different.
hopefully not into his driveway.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
actually more drainage on the other side. If
Yeah.
there was a way to have it slightly pitched the other way, because there's the culvert that was put in by
Right,
the
and
town,
ditch and the,
Yeah.
which would probably hold it better than my driveway.
Get a new driveway on it.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, heard.
and what about ambulances? This is the last thing, I'm sorry to stay
It's
so long
okay.
on this, but, what was the thinking on emergency vehicles, especially ambulances, coming down on the speed hump?
Yeah, I mean, we know that all emergency vehicles can use them.
Yeah.
They're safe, they're gradual, they're gonna be done right. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, an ambulance can run over a small child just as easily as somebody else if they're going too fast through town too, so,
good point.
but not a fire truck.
but. I
Okay,
just,
thanks
Point of
for the
order.
clarity.
I don't, you wanted to amend the last, thing that we had
Motion,
passed,
yeah.
motion that we had passed.
Yeah.
I abstained from that vote.
Yeah.
Can I second it technically, the amendment?
I don't know the answer to that
I don't
question.
either.
I can have a whole new motion. I have a whole
Yeah.
new motion
Have a whole
that
new
we
motion.
install the speed bumps in September,
Great.
not amending the previous one. Do you
I'll-
still second?
I second.
Okay, good. I have one more thing I want to say. Dave isn't sure if we can have the crosswalk on the speed table.
Right.
Oh,
He is going to look into that.
really?
If we are not,
Seems illogical.
I know, it seems so logical. So I'm hoping we're allowed to. If we are not, he's going to place it on the school side of the crosswalk, like towards School Road, the appropriate distance required from the crosswalk. Did I cover it, Rebecca? Anything I missed?
Mm-mm.
He was great.
Yep.
Piper had a lovely walk.
Well,
Are we
sounds
ready
good.
to take a vote?
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks.
Can't abstain this time.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry.
Appreciate that. I know
much
you're
as
not a
I
fan of the
don't.
speed bumps. I know.
I'm
Um,
I'm in favor of testing a solution and doing something so
Okay.
that people are happy.
For-
Rebecca, do you have anything else from your update?
I do, yeah. Real quick.
Please continue. Sorry for the.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kyle.
The town hall doors have been restored, repainted, and rehung. However, they're not yet fully operational. There's remaining work that includes completing the sill work on the floor,
The sill replacement.
the sill replacement, and then they still need to put the grate in on the porch side, and then we're just waiting for the new hardware.
Okay.
So work is basically being scheduled primarily on Thursdays when the town hall is closed, to minimize disruption and allow for safer and more efficient progress. So he'll be back this Thursday to continue to do more work.
Did he have an estimate on?
He's hoping that he has 2 more trips and then he's done. But
And we have said that we are okay with him doing work even when the library's open.
Exactly.
And that
Yeah.
that would be our
Yeah.
preference.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he has estimated, you know, when it was going to be installed and done, and it didn't happen
Yep.
for one reason or another. Has anybody looked at the doors?
I was
I
just
did.
gonna ask.
Doors
if
are
they-
gorgeous.
They're
Are they?
beautiful.
Oh, good.
They did a really nice job.
Doors are gorgeous.
I
Right.
looked at them the other day when we went to the library.
Happy?
Awesome.
Good?
Sure.
No? I don't wanna know. You should look at them, they're beautiful.
Yeah, I will. I will.
I think they're,
haven't-
from what they were,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
From what they were, they look much better.
Those are great doors.
Nice. Good. That's a good
Um,
solution.
2 more things, real quick. The bollard replacements up at Brooksfield are planned for mid-September.
Hey!
Do we have a
Exciting.
count on how many bollards they are?
There's quite a few. Pierre has a count. Letting Pierre sort of take the lead on that.
Nice.
And then maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but the town will be hosting a grand opening of the pavilion on Saturday, September 13th from 5:30 to 8:30.
13th.
We will have a jazz ensemble that's coming. The organizing committee is working through some challenges on securing food and beverage services for this event, so it may just be the jazz ensemble, and if people want to bring, you know, a picnic dinner. We talked to VLCT about what it would look like to have it be a BYOB event, and she said absolutely not.
Over their dead bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They couldn't get the same vendors as the wine down.
no, he's not available. He's basically a one-man show, the local,
Oh yeah, Sam. Yeah.
and he's booked
Oh, that's
that evening. Yep. So Dana has some feelers out, but she's struggling. I think it's just it's a really popular time, and there's just no one available. So
Excuse me, what time?
5:30 to 8:30. So we put in one last call to Ryan at Deco to see if he had any interest in maybe doing something, partnering with us. But I think she hadn't heard back from him by the time I left today. So
Doesn't have staff to do it.
well, and so I think that's mostly what we talked to Warren Storrow, we talked to the Pitcher Inn, and nobody has staff
Yeah.
that they can.
Lawson's?
I don't know. I know she was planning on calling them, and I don't know if she's heard.
Mad River
So.
Distillers.
There you go.
They're Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be a
didn't think
good
about
one.
them.
Food with that.
We
Yeah.
definitely should them.
I mean the bringing the picnic,
Yeah.
is not as difficult for people, I think, as people wanting to
Right.
bring maybe
A
some
beverage.
wine or a beverage or whatever. So
I
so
guess
yeah,
it's
but I
probably
will
harder 'cause it's a Saturday.
yeah, and I haven't been a part of the planning of any of this, so I'm not really sure what they have planned for sort of the grand opening of the pavilion. I know that they were maybe going to reach out to you.
Were they gonna get a festival permit?
What's that?
Were they gonna get a festival permit?
Well, so there was some discussion on that, and they didn't feel that there wasn't going to be 250 people, so they didn't feel that they needed to get a festival permit. They do have one filled out, but it's still a festival.
So,
They need a festival permit.
So.
Yeah.
so
We didn't
yeah,
have 250
distinguishing
people
the
at line
difference
dance.
Exactly.
between
Right.
portalette
Yep.
required, all that stuff.
Yep.
So, I feel like we should still have that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they need a permit.
Okay. I will have them come on the 9th. It'll be cutting it a little close, but yeah.
Do you know if they're planning to get portalettes?
I believe that they are.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I meant to ask this. I didn't even see. Was there a portalette? Was
Right
it?
here.
There
Yes.
was. Yep.
Missed it.
We used it.
Yep.
Right.
Right by the. I mean, that's the building is not an option, for events like that. So.
And that's what I. Yes.
Exactly. So it wouldn't be any different for them,
Right.
than it was for
Yep. But
the,
those are the kind of
wind
questions
down.
we would ask
Right.
on a permit.
Right.
So I think.
Yep.
And parking plan.
I mean, we
Yep.
just made a town organization get a permit
Right,
for something
exactly.
very similar, so I don't know why we
Okay.
would not.
All right, I'll have that conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
Thank you.
That's enough.
Good job. Anything else? No. Local hazard mitigation plan draft. Lincoln.
That's me.
That's
All right.
Oh, there he is.
Thanks for having me. I'll just introduce myself for those who don't know me. Lincoln Frasca. I'm with the Central Vermont Regional Planning Commission. And for about the last 8 months now, I've been working with Kaylee, Rebecca, and Jeff on the update to the Warren Local Hazard Mitigation Plan, which is a 5-year planning document. So we are updating from 2019 to 2025, and this allows the town to access the maximum amount of hazard relief money from the federal government after a federally declared disaster. So pretty important to have this document squared away. We've, staff has been putting a lot of work into this over the last several months, and we finally have a draft. So that is where we're at. I was thinking maybe I could share my screen and just kind of walk you through sort of the process a little bit more. I'll try that and see what happens here. All right. 1 second here. Okay. All right. So are you seeing the plan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So really what I want to, and I know you all probably can't read it that great from where you're at, but I just want to get to the plan process. Okay. So just to go over a little bit more, back in January,
Sorry, hang on a second,
Sorry.
Lincoln. We're trying
Yeah.
to change the view so we can see less of us and more of you.
I think
Okay,
I think
okay.
you right clicked instead of hitting you.
What is this that I would try? But I don't think it's gonna work. We can just do 50% so we can see more. Okay. Go ahead.
keep going? All right. Yeah, so, back in January, we met with the hazard planning team and kind of went over the different hazards that FEMA requires be reviewed for this plan and talk about how Warren will respond to them and a little bit of the history of the, severe weather events in the town. We did preliminary public outreach and had our first public meeting back at the May 13th Selectboard meeting. So we got some good comments and collected a lot more survey results as well. So we've had about 24, 25 people who filled out the online survey, which is great. And so it's a little bit of the outreach. So most recently, the hazard planning team met and looked at evaluating the different hazards and prioritizing them, and then creating a mitigation strategies matrix, which is sort of the heart of the plan, where we actually say, these are the actions that Warren's going to complete in the next 5 years to mitigate these hazards. So we can look at that in a moment here. But where we're at right now is number 5, which is there's a rough draft out, and this is going to begin the 2-week public comment period. So tomorrow I'm going to get the plan up on the CVRPC website, and we will send that out to our listserv. And I'll resend the link to you all, so you have that link to get onto your website. If the newsletter is ready in time for this, that would be a great thing to include in your newsletter, because the survey's still open. Survey's going to be open until the 16th of September, and we really want feedback from as many people as we can get within the community and outside of the community. So just to finish up sort of what the process is here, I'm hoping that on September 23rd, I can return to the select board meeting and really have that be a space where anyone who does want to comment in public can show up, and we can talk about what, if anything needs to change for the plan. Before then, we'll have integrated the comments from the survey and any comments that we receive, before then. But the hope is that the select board would take a vote to preliminary adopt the plan at that September meeting, at which time we would submit it to Vermont Emergency Management. They would go through their scoring process and potentially even send it back if minor revisions are needed. But as soon as it gets to Vermont Emergency Management, your emergency relief assistance funding score goes up. So from your stance, once we get it to them, you can kind of sit easy and we can usually handle the rest. And then at some point, it could be another 6 months from now, we will get a FEMA approval letter that we include onto this plan. Are there any process questions before I keep going?
No.
It's pretty straightforward.
Okay, I'll make it sense. So yeah, just we have a big list of local stakeholders, neighboring communities, regional partners, state partners that I'll send the plan out to tomorrow. But if there are people who are not on this list that you think should be on this list, please let me know, or send the plan directly to them if you want somebody in specific to read the plan. But I will CC the hazard planning team on this email, probably BCC these folks, but just know that you can find a list of who's getting the plan directly within the plan itself. And then I think the last thing I'll just show you real quick is the 2025 Hazard Mitigation Strategy Matrix, just so you get a sense of what we're talking about in terms of actions that the town, is signing up to make progress towards in the next 5 years to address the hazards. So we have looking at different river corridor projects or floodplain restoration to address flooding, targeting headwater streams. In this column, there's a local leadership, so who's going to be responsible for moving things forward, a prioritization, possible resources or funding, and then a time frame. And what's important to know about this list is in 5 years, another planner is going to come to you all and say, okay, like what is the status with all of these projects as we're doing with the 2019 plan? So this is really important to review as a select board and as a town to make sure these feel realistic and achievable, or at least priorities, which is something that hazard planning team is there to decide. Yes, they are, but now we're bringing it to the larger community. And of course, if anything's missing, it's not too late to add these on. Add new actions. The other thing I'll say is that it's really never too late to amend the plan. This is your plan. So over the next 5 years, if you do want to change things or prioritize them by putting them in the plan, I will say having projects pre-identified in the hazard plan is a really nice thing if you're going to be writing a grant or working with other partners and looking for funding to get these projects completed. The support that having them in this plan shows is definitely a leg up in some situations. All right, I think that's all I wanted to share. Is there anything else anybody wants to see inside the plan, or I might stop sharing my screen?
No.
I think that's good, Lincoln.
Okay.
Thank you for that matrix overview.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I have a flyer ready to go that is advertising the next select board meeting as an opportunity to comment on this plan, and if you all give me a thumbs up, we'll get that out tomorrow. And the other thing I wanted to say is that I am going on vacation from the 3rd to the 10th. So Keith Cubbin, my colleague at CVRPC, his email will also be on that flyer. So anything that will come to me, I'll direct those to him if I'm gone because I'll be gone during the public comment period. But
Great.
we're in good shape. So
At our next
Yeah.
meeting, is that?
How does the
By our next
23rd
meeting, you
look?
mean the September 23rd meeting, right, Lincoln?
Oh, okay. Not
How
our-
does that agenda
Yeah.
look?
Not our
Okay.
Yeah,
next meeting.
so
That's it. That's the only thing that's on it right now.
Okay, so you have our permission to have the public meeting on the 23rd of September.
great.
We already
Thank
gave
you.
the motion.
Thank you
Oh,
for
very good.
that.
I thought you were asking, sorry. My apologies.
Sorry,
Just double
it is
checking.
about trouble.
Just double check.
Yeah, no, that's great. Okay, and you're sending it out to a whole bunch of people. We will, what can we do? We can send it to the Valley Reporter.
Or we can post it on
We
our
can
website.
post
and
it on
then
our website,
Send it out via our
newsletter.
Yeah.
listserv.
Yep.
With the survey link.
Mhm.
Great.
So does this include like
Yeah, that's great. And I would,
a budget or a plan, how much we're spending for the next 5 years on this plan?
No.
No.
This is just, these are identified projects and,
So you've identified the project, do we know how much project costs?
No,
no.
but that's
This is-
working on a project is partly identifying what it costs. So we could do
No,
that.
that's fair, yeah, no,
Right?
but I'm just,
Each town has to
it
have
sounds like
these
they wanna
plans.
see progress.
in
and
order to
you
get
gotta
FEMA
not
dollars.
just-
Yeah, so this is the process, and Lincoln, please correct me where I'm wrong or elaborate if needed, but this process is saying, okay, look, these are the things that we're concerned about when we think about local hazards that we want to be looking at, addressing, making progress on, to better improve our position with respect to
Federal funding.
federal funding after large weather events primarily.
So when we are budgeting, it would
You're
behoove
gonna-
us
you're
to
gonna
look
write
at,
that
it would
down in
behoove us
line
to
item.
look at our plan and say, is there anything
Sure.
in our hazard mitigation that we ought to address for the next budget year?
And there are some projects that have been rolled over
Carried over, yeah.
from
The 2019.
two hazard mitigations
Yeah.
plans ago. So some of it is just, it's, the
Yeah.
budget for it would be astronomical,
Right.
but we're putting it on there so that it's stated that we know that it's a problem and how we're, and figuring out how we'll ever be able to, you
Right.
know, fix it, mitigate it, prevent it,
Okay,
so.
thanks.
And there was an.
and there is a,
Oh, go ahead, Lincoln.
I'll just add there is a rough cost benefit analysis for the actions within the plan, and that's just a matter of like, do we think this is going to cost less than $50,000? Will it cost $50,000 to $100,000 or more than $100,000 to get you thinking in that? And that is part of the calculation of went into, is this feasible? You know, like, do we really want it? But if it's going to be millions and millions, it might be lower on the priority list. But unless it's super important and has the potential to save lives and property, or is it something that's, you know, within the budget and we also really need to do, and it's a higher priority item. But yes, of course, you know, when these projects do get selected to move forward, then there's going to be a lot more work to be done to develop them. Absolutely.
Do you need anything more from us, Lincoln, this evening?
No, I think that pretty much covers it, and yeah, hopefully we get some good feedback from folks, and then whoever you do send it out to, or whatever that process looks like, if you could just document it and send me the synopsis of, you know, this is how we solicited public comments in town. That is something that they look for in terms of public outreach.
Got it.
Cool. We can do that.
All right. Well,
Rebecca can do that.
I'll be in touch with the hazard planning team, and feel free to, you know, send me or Keith any questions in the next couple of weeks, and I'll see you again in September.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Have a
Yeah.
good
Have
vacation.
a good vacation.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Any other questions in the room about the local hazard mitigation plan? Anything you want to say? Okay. Looters.
I had reached out to
Thank you, Jeff.
Sharon. So we all know that the status of the looters was that we had legal review of the draft. The PC has been through their public hearing. They've written their report, but they've not presented their report to the select board yet. So we were asking, we had some questions for Sharon about that process and timelines and all of that. And she asked to go ahead and take a look at the comments from the attorney.
Mhm.
She's the one who drafted it. She knows better than us whether his comments, you know, make sense or not. So she was looking those over. I asked her if she could maybe, you know, give me something today to talk about tonight, and this was her response. I've done a quick review of the posted comments and noted that most simply suggest more specifically incorporating relevant statutory language, though some of his comments don't seem to reflect proposed district standards or the fact that Warren does not have both municipal water and sewer. That was kind of my takeaway when I read his comments, was he may not be as versed in Warren itself, and some of his comments may not be relevant, which is why I wanted Sharon to look at it. She said, if you give me the okay, I can provide suggested edits and supplemental notes as needed, but it may mean a few extra billable hours above what was originally budgeted at the same hourly rate. Let me know, I'll have time to work on this next week. As much as I don't want to spend more money, I don't see that it would be wise for us to move forward with the comments, with accepting the comments or rejecting the comments without her 2 cents.
No, I agree.
Kaylee?
I concur.
Yeah. So I think,
A few
does
more
anybody remember
hours.
her billable? I was gonna say we could maybe approve up to a certain amount of hours or, dollars.
I mean, she said it's gonna take a few hours, or a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So I'm not too concerned about a cap.
Maybe 10.
Hours?
Oh,
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it took that much, but a few extra billable hours.
I mean, a
I
few
mean, I would say-
is technically
Speak,
between
I
3
think
and
it's
5.
That's a few.
Okay,
So just,
okay. Well, what we can do is, I can ask for a more specific
Do we not
estimate,
know
yeah.
her
but
rate?
can
Are
we-
you looking, Rebecca?
Yeah.
Trying to find it.
Thank you.
yeah, I mean,
wanna
if she
say it
could
was
provide like
120?
just a ballpark of hours
Yeah,
that she needs,
right, so,
that would be helpful. But it does
But
mean
to-
that we can't have her
right,
look
so,
at it next week.
so if tonight we could
Approve
say,
up to a
yeah,
certain
up to a
amount.
certain amount, and then I can get an answer for
Up
us.
to $1,000? Which feels really high.
That does feel high. I would say,
What's your hourly rate?
I
I'm
think
trying to
it's
find
one-
that.
It's like 175. That's not a couple of hours.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not sure I'm gonna have it.
Yeah.
I was going with 10 at
So-
100 bucks an hour.
So she is. She's 140 an hour.
140. So 5.
So this agreement that we originally signed with her, total compensation under this agreement shall not exceed 4,000 unless otherwise agreed to in writing. The consultant agrees to provide regular billing, to be billed at a rate of 140 an hour.
Yeah.
And then, including mileage.
I mean, there are not a lot of comments here. That would really surprise me if she had to do more than, so she has some budget left, I believe, from the planning commission's planning,
From this
from the
4,000.
report. I think that was actually different. I think the planning commission put some money in their budget this year for her to help them write the report, and also for us to have her attend the public meetings. And she's referenced that money, there's still money for her to do that. I think she's saying on top of that, this would be on top of that.
So
possibly.
like
So,
we could approve up to $700.
yeah, I would
Which
say
is 5 hours.
500, 700, something like that.
Great.
Yeah, 5 hours.
So moved?
Yeah. So, yeah, right. So we are making a motion to approve up to an additional $700 worth of work from Sharon at Front Porch on the review of the
Legal,
the
the legal review.
the review of the legal the
Yeah.
lawyer's comments
Yeah.
on the development regulations.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Where is that gonna come from? From the original budget? Or is it gonna come from legal budget?
Where did it come from originally? Just was it?
We
allocated?
allocated
Yeah.
that $4,000
specific.
during budget season
Mm-hmm.
for the land use development regs, and we don't know where those accounts stand.
I don't.
Can it come from the planning commission's budget? Probably not.
Probably
There's a
not.
kid out there.
She was pretty specific.
Aw.
Hi, kitten.
Well, you're cute.
We digress.
Yeah.
Baby, what?
I mean, yeah, would we say it is part of the legal
Is there a
review?
town report right behind you, Camilla? Underneath that? Is that this year's? No.
2023.
No. Well, but it would at least let me see the buckets. Yeah? Can I see? I don't remember
Yeah.
that off the top of my head, sorry. I guess there's nothing left in legal expenses or probably for we have legal contingencies for the planning commission.
Why don't you guys approve
We
this,
have contingencies
and then I can figure out where it's gonna go.
in other expenditures. We
Yeah,
have
that
contingencies.
that's
What
for
you were-
other things.
Where are you thinking it might
I'm not sure.
be applicable?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe a conversation with Ruth,
Yeah.
and maybe between the two of us we can get creative.
Town-
Well, like, we can't,
town
we
planning
shouldn't
and
move forward
development.
until we know where the money's coming from.
What about
So
out of
I
the
would
capital
say-
budget with town planning and development?
I would say that we shouldn't give
just gonna
Sharon
say
the,
it. I don't-
go ahead.
I
go
don't really
until
feel
we
like it's
know.
a capital expense.
No, it's not.
I feel like that's for creating the town plan.
Yeah, let me give you guys an answer before the end of the week. You guys can vote on it via email, and then we can ratify it at the next meeting so that we can keep moving forward
Well,
with
we
this.
can approve it with the contingency that we
find
find
the money
funds.
for
it. Can we do
If
that?
we had
Yeah,
money for
we
it,
could do
we
that.
would.
Yeah, if we find a reasonable pot of money,
Yeah.
we should approve it. I mean, what are the alternatives here? Because we need to move forward. We need to pass the looters.
I mean, worst case scenario, we just
We-
go over budget in that line item.
Oh, then let's go over budget in that line item.
Well, let's, in
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
that
And
line
we
item.
like, yeah. So the line item that it would be if we had our druthers right would be, anyone?
Planning commission?
Is it the
Yeah.
planning commission's legal contingencies or zoning
No,
updates,
it's
town
zoning
plan and
update.
zoning updates?
Yeah.
And in 2024, we budgeted that $4,000.
Right.
So if we end up, and if it's only 2 to 3 extra hours, we're talking about,
In 2025, they budgeted more, they budgeted money, I believe, for,
They didn't.
they didn't budget any in
Really
2025?
not.
I thought
So
they had to for
2023
the-
and 2020, so 24 was $4,000 and we spent
$24.
$4,000. For 2025 was 1,500.
Okay, yes, so they did budget money, yes.
Yes, 1,500.
1,500,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
But you're saying that she's still got to go to the public
I think
meetings.
she's saying that 1,500 helped her prepare the report that the
Okay.
PC did and do their public hearing.
Yep.
And was including some for our public hearing.
Okay.
But she's thinking this part of it may
Yeah.
push them over
Okay.
the 1,500.
So let me see what.
We could also ask her for where she is to date.
Right, that's true. So let me find out from that budget
Sure.
line where we're at.
Okay.
worst case, we can go over, because I feel like it's important to keep this moving forward. You've got,
Yeah, and
all
we'll
these
be under
committees and-
budget on some other line item,
Correct.
and it'll probably all even out in the end.
I will also ask her, she may not have billed anything yet, so you
Okay.
may not see it.
Okay.
So I will ask her where she is to date.
Got it.
And find out a little bit more about the cost.
Okay.
So do we want to wait until you do that to approve this, or do we want to keep it moving?
If we can do it pending, I think we just have
Pending
to
all
approve
of
it.
it.
I think,
I think we have to approve
yeah,
it.
I think
like you
we
said.
can approve it up to $700
Right.
with the hope that there is enough money left in the budget, and if not, we understand we're going to be going over budget on this line item, but
But we
it's really important.
we
and
would be
we are not
irresponsible,
qualified
right, we
enough
would
to
be
do it.
irresponsible not to have the review of it.
Yeah, I agree. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
I
Aye.
don't know how many times we've moved it in second.
I think
many
twice.
Poor
I think
Carol's
twice.
gonna be like, I don't know.
Sharon, right?
Yes.
What's the name of her company again?
Front
porch.
Front Porch.
Great name.
Which every time I search for emails from her
Front
in my,
Porch Farm.
yeah, I get a lot of Front Porch Farm.
Delete those. Okay, we
That'd be a lot of
will
work.
edits. All right,
Just looking
are we good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, fuel RFPs. You have them in your packet from Rebecca.
So yeah, it looks like, just real quickly, we haven't spent any money out of that line item.
Yeah, I don't think
yet
she's
this
billed
year.
for it, I think
Okay.
she's accruing it.
Okay, propane, it was time to, Rebecca, you wanna take it away here?
Yeah, so felt that it was time for the town to request some bids for diesel and propane. Hadn't been done in several years prior to my starting. So I sent it to roughly 5 different companies, and we received, they were due today. We received 3 proposals from Words Energy, Gillespie Fuels, who we have now, and Champlain Valley Fuels. Champlain Valley Fuels does not do propane, they only do diesel, so they
Oh.
would just be for diesel. So it looks like Brian, it looks like that's probably Brian Jenkins that's on the screen from Wards. He's been great to work with. And then Claire from Gillespie's is on vacation, so she was unable to be present for the opening. But basically, I asked everybody to do the same bid form so that everybody's proposals looked the same. So you'll see that. And we asked for fixed price per gallon. But basically what we're hearing from all of them is that the diesel fuel doesn't do
Yeah.
the fixed pricing.
Do you have a recommendation, Rebecca? That you've had more time to look at this than we have.
I had maybe like 30 seconds more than what you all
Oh,
have
okay.
had. Because I literally did this
Okay.
at 2 and then I,
So,
Peace
we
out.
have been using Gillespie for
a number of years.
Yeah.
15, maybe more.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
I don't have,
It's been
I don't have, okay, I'm not sure. I don't have any personal experience working with them, with the building.
Mhm.
I recall conversations, the last time we did this, and I think you were there, right? Where the former town administrator suggested they are really wonderful to work with. They are very responsive on service calls, and that their customer service has been really great. How's your experience been?
I haven't had to deal with them in that aspect at this point.
Because we switched.
Because we switched to a propane furnace. And so anytime we've needed adjustments on the furnace, we've called Chuck's Plumbing and Heating.
Who's dealing with the furnace?
Correct.
Because
So
they
I
did
haven't
that
had
install.
to talk to them about any.
Yeah.
I know that the fire department on occasion has run out of
Propane.
propane, which is not good.
Are we on an autofill schedule?
We're
though?
supposed to be, but I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
That was before my time as town administrator.
Okay.
Oh, so that's
so-
not something that's happened recently.
Correct. So I haven't. I mean, the dealing that I had with Gillespie's was getting the oil tank out from downstairs, and then them installing the new propane tank that's on the side of the building. But that's really those are my only dealings.
Yeah.
Do
with
we
them.
have any experience with either of the others for building?
I have none with Heffernan's and Ward's. I dealt with them for the. They gave us a price on the furnace, on the new furnace, and
Yes.
they were great to
We
work
didn't
with.
end up going with them.
Correct.
Right.
So just looking at these, Gillespie's is still the best price.
Barely, because if you look at the additional charges, they didn't include
Right.
the Vermont fuel tax in their price. So it's actually pretty much like a cent off difference
Mhm.
On the fixed price.
on the fixed price.
For propane is
Yeah.
1 cent lower for Gillespie. And the cost of diesel fuel with Gillespie is 2.69 per gallon. And with Ward's, it's 2.8. 09.
But that's
Oh,
cost
two
plus,
point-
like,
yeah.
it's no fixed, they don't have fixed pricing, so
Right.
it's going to be
Right.
market.
It's just whatever it is.
But the
Right, their
markup
current-
is clearly
Yeah.
lower.
Right. All I can say is that in general, I tend to, if we have a provider that we've been happy with, unless there's a clear economic
Reason
reason.
to switch.
Well, is the timeline the same? This one also says propane pricing is fixed 2025 through August 31st, 2027
It's
2
2
year.
years for each.
for both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the, yeah. Yeah.
Through August 31st, 2027. On Gillespie's, under the intro to Rebecca.
Yeah.
Do we usually do fixed price? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure. It looked to me like I oh, here's Brian.
Yeah, can I hop in here? really
Sure.
quick?
Please.
I can't definitely say that you've always done fixed price, but it was apparent by looking.
Oh, sorry. You dropped
Oh.
off, Brian.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Sorry about that. It looked to me from the gallon usage and what you were paying that you were not on fixed pricing with propane.
Right.
Because it looked like it was changing, the price was changing based on your fill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, because I had to give the usage per building.
Yeah.
And Brian is right, it did fluctuate now that I think about it.
So do we need to choose with whom we're going for supplying and whether or not we're doing cost plus or fixed right now?
Right.
I believe there's a lot of value in relationships. I also have very little desire to change tanks throughout the town. I appreciate everybody's
Yeah.
proposal, but
Yeah.
my preference would be to stay with Gillespie's. Yeah,
Can they move the tank?
can they put it in the ground?
And they move the tank out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
So, are we,
I'm sure we could move the tank. The expense to bury it would be on
No,
the
I think
town,
it
if
doesn't
that
have to
is
be
what we
buried.
wanted to do. Which is something that we could potentially budget for.
Are you looking to put an in-ground tank at the town hall?
That's
No.
what.
Jim just wanted it moved from where it
Yeah,
is now.
somewhere not near the Claremont.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I
it's
think you
literally in
only
the
have
middle.
one. I think you only have one in-ground tank there at the fire department now, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Kaylee?
I mean, I personally use Words Energy for all of my stuff at home.
And I use Gillespie.
And I have a great relationship with them. I also share your desire to not have to go through the process of changing out all the tanks and keeping it simple.
Yeah. Certainly isn't a reflection on how wonderful Wards is, because
No.
Brian, you all have been great anytime you put in a bid.
Correct.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm just gonna go back to, and you know, this, we do have to discuss our policy around, you know, bids and, yeah, purchasing and all of that, but I do tend to fall back to unless there's a reason to change, and that could be either the dollars or the service, yeah, the relationship. In general, I don't think we should get in the habit of jumping around.
Right.
So, on any of our contracts.
So do I hear a motion on what we choose here?
I move that we, accept actually, yeah, I move that we accept the bid from Gillespie to provide propane and diesel
Mm-hmm.
fuel.
Yeah, they're the best price in that regard.
Right. And then maybe there's a discussion here about whether we're doing it fixed or cost plus.
I second your motion.
Thank you.
Further discussion. I don't use diesel fuel or any fuel. I mean, I use diesel fuel in my vehicles, but I don't use propane in my house. So I am very disconnected from what pricing does and how much it fluctuates. It
It
seems
fluctuates all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
like a lot,
Like it
like
can.
a lot more than $1.47
Like,
over the course of a year.
I mean, it's what my-
Yeah, and the reason I'm asking is
I
like,
mean,
oh, Brian, yeah, please.
Yeah, I don't mind chiming in. So essentially with propane, like any fuel, in the winter months, we typically see it go up. In the summer months, it comes down. So, I think, you know, whether it was propane or heating oil, let's leave diesel fuel out of it. Fixing it across the board for 12 months, I think probably is a good option. Yet, I will say, I've seen the market fall, and I've seen it fall in the wintertime. So, it's really a choice
yeah,
that you would want to take. You know what I mean?
it's easier for budgeting.
So,
honestly,
Absolutely.
If we go with the fixed, I think this year our family is going with fixed. In the past, we've let it fluctuate, but with crazy things happening in the world, I think I'd be inclined to go with fixed.
yeah, I would encourage that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And we don't really know yet, this building, truly, because we haven't had a full season with the new furnace. And what that looks like,
Right.
so.
Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
So,
So do we
amend
feel
that.
like we wanna decide now and choose one or the other? Or we could postpone the decision on fixed or, variable until the other two members are back and have that conversation as a whole board? What do you guys think?
I think
What's
it'd be
your
helpful
appetite?
to like know the usage that we have had over the past couple of years
Okay.
to make that decision too.
Why?
Just so that.
Like what our level of risk exposure is? Are we talking,
I mean, I have it, just for last year.
like, is it two
It's
thousand
only a question.
gallons or is it 12,000 gallons?
I don't have it in front of me, but I think the town for propane usage was somewhere around 11 or 12,000 gallons.
Yeah.
For diesel, you were
Those are,
18,000 maybe, something like that.
So if it's 12,000 gallons at $1.49 a gallon, it's $17,880
but it's
for the next 12 months or 2 years? I thought it was 2 years.
2 years.
It's
2 years.
Okay. So
That's the other
17,880,
thing.
right? And or it could fluctuate anywhere up to $2.50. What do we think? We don't know. Sky's the limit.
That's the thing. How can you do this calculation? Because you don't really know. That's the variable that we don't
Right.
know.
So it could be if it's $2.50 per gallon at some point. That's 30,000. So it's the $13,000 difference. We're just trying
Is
to
it
get an
likely-
understanding
Well,
of
I
Was it
think-
likely to
potential
drop
I
that
think
much?
the
I mean,
usage is helpful because then you can kind of map when the fuel prices have spiked in the past and you can kind of see, like, that might not be true in the future given where we are with fuels and the world in the future as a predictor, but it is helpful to say, like, okay, our usage really spikes in November, December, January, February, like, obviously with the propane usage, but what does that look like if you
it's going to spike when everybody else is when the prices tend to be high
Yeah.
because everybody else
Yeah,
is
and
Yeah,
the
a
coldest
good
months.
way to look at a good way to look at it is October through March is when we typically see
Yeah.
propane.
Welcome to Vermont. 6 months of
Yeah.
winter.
It looks like March is pretty much our,
Worst.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when it's, it was $1.60, last year.
$1.60
That
last year.
was the highest that we paid.
So
Yeah.
I would be inclined to take Camilla's advice here as far as the unpredictable nature of our
world?
economy. It may be wise to fix the price.
The only thing I wasn't taking into consideration is this is a 2-year contract. So with the unpredictability, it could go the other direction. I mean, in the next 12 months, maybe not significant, but if we're doing a
Correct.
2-year contract,
But you can also look at the past 2 years of what we've paid and is a fixed, if we had a fixed contract for that, is that actually an ultimate savings? Like, are we willing to pay a little bit less?
We
than what
haven't
we
run
were
that
paying?
comparison, but we do have those numbers
But-
way back when.
but we have a different system.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a different
So
system.
it's kind of hard, it's kind of apples and oranges in that way too. And it's just not a perfect science here.
Right.
So do we feel like we can make this decision comfortably now? Or do we want to wait and include
Well,
the guys?
Do we have to,
I don't think we have to choose whether we do
well,
fixed
I
or
mean,
variable.
the timing of the price that they give us probably has something to do with what it
So
is.
example would be, specifically to the diesel, when I had worked this bid up, it was back, I think, on maybe the 22nd. So you'll see my price in there, that was an example of the 22nd.
Right.
I can tell you as of today, the price is down about, I don't know, I think 17 cents. So it's hard, to judge that. If I had worked these numbers up today and submitted the bid, my price on the diesel would have been lower
Right.
because it was example based on,
Yeah.
Oh, so even between one bid to another, it could have been pulled on a different
Yeah.
day
Right.
when the price
Right.
changed? Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah,
Absolutely, because it changes daily.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the number they're offering us, yeah. If we wait 2 weeks, could be higher, could be lower.
Right.
Oops.
I don't like doing things like this.
Yeah.
What do you think, ladies?
And I want to just throw one more thing out there. I know you guys had expressed some concerns on the tank, and I actually put it in the bid, but understand, I personally drove around and looked at the tank to get any what size tank or where, so I could, come up with this bid. We would replace all the tanks, with brain, it looked much better. A lot of the ones that you've got that have been there a long time. So, it's something to consider. It's really, there's no cost to you. There's no, it's no big deal. We come in with a crane truck, pull one, place.
You're blanking in and out quite a lot, Brian. It's hard to follow what you're saying, but I think you're reiterating that you'd replace all of the tanks at no cost to us, and that a number of the tanks you saw are old.
Yes,
Yeah.
some of them are very old. So the swapping of any tanks is actually a really easy process. Short of it being an underground tank, that's different. We would have to dig that tank up or replace it and give one of ours to Gillespie's. But any above ground tank, it's a very easy process. We just unhook them, take them out, and set the brand new one in its place.
Can we table it until the next meeting?
And I'm just trying to
We
give
need to
you
get it.
info,
Well, we
you
need
know,
to get
you
us-
could use it even down the road, it's.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. You've been very helpful, and we appreciate you.
Yep.
Rebecca, what if we table it to the next meeting?
That's fine.
Well,
No.
they may.
I
they
mean,
may
I
give
did
us a
tell
different
people that,
price.
yeah, I did tell people that we would have an answer for them after tonight's meeting.
Right.
Okay.
If we want to wait a couple weeks, they may have to
Yeah,
revise
so
that.
I think I've been clear. I think staying with Gillespie's makes sense. I think there is value in fixing the price given the vulnerability of the market currently. Those are my thoughts. If you guys aren't feeling like your thoughts are well enough in order to vote, then we can table it and have them resubmit pricing.
I tend to agree with that.
Table it?
No.
Oh.
To go ahead with a fixed price.
Do you feel comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Do we have a motion?
So moved. Gillespie, $1.47 for propane, 2-year contract.
Daylighting August 31st, 2027.
2027, yep.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, team. Thank you, Brian,
Thank
for being
you.
here.
Yep,
Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So Devin, I just need
STR
your
fee
signature on
schedule.
this.
Yes, please. STR fee schedule. Camilla?
Yep. I did a little bit of research into, is this me? Six or seven other ski towns that had STR ordinances and fee structures, and
Okay.
and I kind of threw out Killington, and Winhall,
Oh, just put it in.
they had their fee structures were sort of way out of the sort of line with these other ones, but also, they're just much different
farther
ski
along,
towns.
and they
Yeah.
have a different
They-
purpose than we do for our registration, right? Like
Yeah, I suppose, I guess I don't know that Killington does, but yeah, our purpose, of course, being to gather data at this point. We're not trying to make anything punitive. Stowe is charging $100 per unit, simple, straight across the board. Dover, Mount Snow, 125. Windsor, Scotney Mountain had differentiated between basically hosted by a primary resident or not. So $150 for hosted, $300 per bedroom for unhosted. It's a pretty significant.
Yeah.
And Londonderry actually was, Londonderry was 150 hosted or 500 unhosted flat rate, so not the per bedroom piece. I don't know, my suggestion, I think $200 for the for our first year registration fee seems reasonable to me. I realize that it's not going to help us recoup our investment on this software. We'd have to be much higher than that to do that, I believe.
It was what, 35,
36, something like
36,000?
that, yeah.
27
Was it? Oh, I thought,
for Granicus.
yeah.
27.
And we have 400 and,
90 something.
Units,
Or
so
475.
say we got
that would be
400 of them.
$56 per unit, if we got all of them.
What?
I think we had talked about $75 per unit covering the cost
Okay.
originally.
Can you just walk me through the hosted versus unhosted
Mhm.
and how easy that is to
It's a good question
decide?
to discern. Well, I mean, I think that's in the registration, correct?
Mhm.
What we asked the question,
Mm-hmm.
or is this your primary residence, or, you have to, or you essentially have to state your,
Well, we
The
ask them
owners,
where
yes.
their primary residence is,
Right.
so it could be the same as, or it could be they live in the same town but it's a different address. And so I think that's my question, is
so
like,
we would
is
have to do
it,
the,
is it that they have to be primary residents of the town? And
No,
the
no,
addresses
typically
don't
it's
have
the
to match?
actual,
Hosted is your on property.
right.
Whether it's a separate building or not is not relevant. It's
Cause we
It's
did not
very
put,
specific.
we did
We'd
not
have
put that as
put
like
hosted or
a
unhosted.
permit requirement.
And I don't think we put the definition, we didn't use that in our
No,
definitions.
so I don't think we can do that.
Yeah, I'm
bummer.
kind of,
But that is maybe an amendment we can make
Yeah.
once we have the data and we figure out, oh, actually, we wanna keep this ordinance, we wanna go forward with it, but we
Yeah.
think it needs to be differentiated for X, Y,
Yeah,
and Z
because I
reason.
think that makes a lot of sense as far as like exposure and risk and safety and all the things. Okay, so note to selves, hosted versus unhosted is something we want
certainly
to think
something
about
that
in the
we can,
future.
yeah, put on the table.
I wonder about the fixed fee regardless of size. I kind of like the idea of tying it to bedrooms.
I'm just going to say, again, I think we should keep it simple for the beginning. We can amend this anytime. And the intention is to gather data.
Mm-hmm.
We're not, at this point, we haven't made a determination about the impact.
Yeah, no, I
on
understand,
any of
totally.
these. So why would you do it by bedroom?
Because there's a significant difference between the revenue stream for someone that is like renting out a bedroom versus someone that's renting out a 5-bedroom house. And therefore, the value of that rental to them and the cost to register. So for example, if you're suggesting $200 as a flat fee across the board, I would argue, what if it were $100 a bedroom or $50 a bedroom? And then someone who has a one bedroom, if it were $100, pays $100. And someone who has a two bedroom, which is like kind of a very typical thing, ends up at $200. And then if it's a 14 bedroom house,
I guess.
maybe there's a maximum.
Could do that. I guess I hadn't done the math. If $100, my concern is covering the costs for the software.
Uh-huh.
So
And
for
or potentially generating enough income to cover the cost of someone managing the system. Now that we know we're gonna have to do that.
yeah, what did we put in there? 10,000.
I think we have 15,000.
15,000.
So factor that into plus 27, what is that?
So 37. That's what we're sorry. No, sorry.
We were at
27,
27
42.
plus 15.
So 42.
So 42.
Divided by, I'm gonna use 475 as the number of units, 8842.
So
Per
if it's
unit.
$100, you're covering that.
We're probably on, we're expecting 75% compliance, right? So we have 495.
Oh, okay.
On the conservative side, yes.
So 371 units will likely register. Puts us at 113.20.
Including the recouping the cost of the administrator.
Yeah. So that feels pretty good. What are your thoughts on fixed versus variable, etc.?
I like the idea of the graduated rates based on the number of bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a later conversation,
Mm-hmm.
only because we want this to be simple. And if we just say $150 or $200
Mhm.
to do a registration of your STR for now, covers the cost of getting all the data,
Administering
overseeing
the
it.
data.
And then when we reevaluate this, I think it's then the question of like, what did we learn from that data? Are there a lot of 14 bedroom houses being rented out? Is this a revenue stream that the town should be tapping into because we're not getting any of that?
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a lot of conversations that need to be happening later on,
Once we have
but
that.
we need the data
Yeah,
first.
I agree
And
with
we
that.
don't want people to not register.
I agree. One question, just as you were saying that, I was thinking through the administration of it,
Yeah.
right? And right now, we have $15,000 in the budget for the rest of this year. That isn't necessarily what it will require of us next year, but we are looking at setting a fee schedule for next year.
And
Like
part of this year includes all the setup.
Oh,
So
right,
it should
so
be
the
more,
cost to
so
Granicus
it should
goes
be-
down to like 14,000 or something,
There was
After the
the
setup.
initial, yep,
I think.
yep.
Okay, so good point,
So-
so we don't have to be overly concerned about how that budget
should
changes.
be.
So you think $200 per unit feels like a good place to
No,
be?
I would come down now on that.
What do you
I think $200 per unit seems reasonable. That's the cost of one night in an Airbnb.
think? Yeah. Feels reasonable to me.
So I don't think we were gonna decide tonight.
We were going to
because
just
we were gonna have
propose
this
a,
conversation
Yep.
and, yeah.
propose something and then talk about it at the next select board
Yeah.
meeting. Yep.
And if you both think that having one rate is the simplest and easiest way to do it, I'm totally fine with that. I do think a world in which it's $50 a bedroom, maxing out at
I agree.
300 or 350.
Yeah, once
would be
we
a good
understand
thing.
our landscape and we know what the more complicated we make the fee structure, the more the administration.
Yep,
you know, so-
Totally.
Yeah, because
So-
eventually we might just be like, the hosted versus unhosted makes way more
Right.
sense in the
Yeah.
bedroom
Yeah, yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
maybe it's
Yeah.
Especially with
right.
respect to how
Impact.
the impact on our
Yeah.
services is
Yeah.
concerned. Yeah. Okay, well, I think, suggesting something between 150 and 200 is
Mhm.
reasonable.
I agree.
Peanut gallery?
Yeah, just remember everything, takes longer, costs more than you think,
Yeah,
so.
that's why I think staying around 200 is probably a good idea, as opposed to reducing it. And it doesn't feel like a
It would,
burdensome amount.
it's, what's interesting is it would be, none of these other towns went with 200 or 100 or 150. But, so,
Yeah, but they also went way higher in some cases.
well, these
That's
with
true.
the hosted and unhosted.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that reminds me, someone had said something about the registration fee in comparison to the violation fee.
Yes.
Mhm.
Needs to be, you have to
Oh.
pay less to register than you pay for a violation for not registering.
But if
Right?
in order to fix the violation of not registering, you have to pay the fee. Like
Right,
you would
you
have
have
to
to pay
still
the fee
pay in
and the
order to
registration.
rectify it and not
Mhm.
pay the like you have to pay both.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's still gonna cost you
Yeah.
more.
okay.
Okay.
And that's like the rate of 100 for the first, 200 for the second, 300.
400.
Something
Okay.
like that.
Right, so if you get to the second one, you've now paid $300 and you could have just paid $200 once. Okay.
And I think it was sold as kind of covering the cost.
Yeah, that's definitely the
Yeah.
intention.
So, and then, so you kind of estimate the costs, and you know it's gonna cost probably a little more than what you think, so you tack on an extra to kind of cover your rear end.
So
Right.
that's what the 150
I
does
think
for
that
me,
we've
but
just done that.
Okay.
200 maybe is, based on what the numbers you plugged in, might be a little bit more like a profit center.
Right. Or, oh dear, it takes longer for our assistant.
that would be
Well,
quite
and
a
I
lot
think-
longer.
Yeah.
That amount, but.
For me, I think it's, we don't, at this point, we're not sure what the scope of work is for the Granicus administrator. So that would be my biggest thing, so if we can recoup some of those costs, it would be
Yeah,
great.
That would be good.
Mhm.
All right, well, let's continue the conversation with Joel and Harvey, knowing what we've discussed and what we think sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Thank you, Camilla, for doing that work.
Very helpful.
All right, we are moving on to a road name for Sugar Bush.
We didn't want to name it Roadie McRoadface.
I thought they wanted to name it Road First Choice Name.
That's
So,
so stupid.
when I was reading it, I'm like, what is happening here?
What road are they wanting?
I haven't seen a parentheses
Is
used
that
that
what
way
this
in a
is?
long time.
It's the road going up to, their tower, for their communication tower. So they also share, this tower with Radio Vermont, and Radio Vermont's, insurance is requesting that they have an E911 address.
And it is the red
It's the
road.
orangey
Yeah.
line, yeah.
That looks fun for the emergency services team.
Well, if it's Radio
I think I
Vermont,
popped out
it
on
needs
this
to
by
be
mistake.
named Ken Squire.
Yeah, Ken Squire Road.
Yeah, Ken Squire Road.
Why?
But it's Sugar Bush's,
I'm
Ken
missing
Squire
something.
is the
Communications tower.
WDEV founder.
we just are nice to let them use it, so,
Who owns it?
Sugar Bush.
Oh.
That's why Sugar Bush is requesting this road name.
And their first choice is Lincoln Peak Access Road.
No, it's
private.
first choice name.
The first choice is Lincoln Peak Access Road, right?
Yeah, but I don't like that because if an access road to me says we're
People
all
can
going
access
this way
Yeah.
Oh,
and
right.
it's private, so I don't love that. I
Work-
think
work
Lincoln
roads.
Peak work road.
That probably does say it better.
It
That
does.
one is better.
I can tell you, let me just give you a little anecdotal story.
Yeah.
Chris and I were up in Montreal a month ago, and we were driving up to the Montreal, on the mountain, and he's following a fire truck, and we're just tooling along and, following the whole thing, and all of a sudden we get up to that building that's literally up there, the old mansion, and I'm looking around, the fire truck's going off on a dirt road, and I was like, I don't think we're supposed to be here. And a catering van guy sticks his head up, I don't think you're supposed to be here. We're not. So, yeah, there was nothing that sort of said, work road, private, do not enter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. That's probably,
I'm fine with Lincoln
with
Peak
GPS
Work
these
Road.
days.
I
we
mean,
want
I don't
people-
like it, but it's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, it's kind of ugly, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna. Does it
It's
really
also
matter?
long,
Who's
it's
gonna
gonna
see
be a
it?
big sign.
I don't think they'll officially have a sign, but they'll take up half the map, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about radio tower access road? Anyway, I'm fine with Lincoln,
Yeah.
Lincoln Peak Work Road. Yeah?
Sure.
Do we have
Yeah.
to move this?
Second choice.
Yeah, I
Can we
think we do.
counter with a different name?
Oh, no, let's not bother.
What
Can
do
they
you got?
open
What you
it
got?
up to a
What you
naming contest
Oh
like they did
my
with
gosh.
the
Town
Snow
shop
Magic
for it.
Carpet?
Stop.
Kaylee moves that we
Second
choose.
choice name is what we go
Second
with.
choice
Choice
name.
name. Road.
Second
Second.
choice name
Second.
road.
I second the second
choice
choice
name
name road.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Second choice.
Are we done yet?
Almost. Okay, other business.
Other business, I just want to say that I was at the planning commission meeting last night, and I was really excited that they seem to be having good conversation and energy around looking at attainable, affordable housing options and sort of visualizing what might happen over on the former town garage, current town garage site. And it's great. They're doing a lot of research in a lot of different directions, which I really appreciate.
Great.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
Planning commission.
Yay, planning commission.
I don't have any other business.
Have they looked into that, for that forum that we all went to, there was that whole
The
panel on the village community trust model?
Yeah.
Jim, do you want?
What? I
Community
haven't.
trust? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's been anybody talking about that
Right.
at the meetings.
It was really,
Did you attend that?
I'm not sure what that is.
Did you
And-
attend that one?
I did. It was really interesting, and I can send you the slides from it. But it was basically a panel talking about how they've done this in southern Vermont, where they've basically created a new kind of organization within the town that has helped identify kind of affordable housing and redevelopment projects. And because that's not something the town necessarily wants
Right,
to take on,
right,
but
right.
they
They
can
created
do all
their
of
own
the
trust.
work and the fundraising and kind of take on that model.
Right.
It's really cool.
Jim needs another committee.
He can pass it on to the people who need it.
It was interesting when Mac Group came in.
Yeah.
And how, he did it privately,
Right.
basically, right? And, there's some really attractive things about that if we could get the rest of the Mad River Valley around it and, leverage the other employers and the town being a partner at that point in time, because we bring something to the table.
Right.
We bring a really great site with wastewater in so we could be a partner if we chose to. So we're gonna have to figure that out, whether or not we wanna go the Wheeler Brook, get down street and, kinda get locked into that
Right.
public housing, affordable housing model, or do we wanna do something different? And, Mac just demonstrated that, look, there's a huge desire for kind of just that type of space, and, what do we wanna do?
Right.
We're gonna have to ask ourselves that question on how we wanna do that. Because Down Street would put 30 units in there in a box in a hurry,
Right. Right.
no problem.
Right. Macon did have a good point. What he was saying was, what type of housing is it that we want to offer? So before we can explore the options too much, do we start with, are we looking for workforce housing? Are we looking for family housing? Are we looking for first home buyer housing? What does the town want to see? What kind of housing do we want to try to develop? And we don't really have an answer to that question. I think, how do we have that conversation?
have a village community trust have that conversation for us.
I love this.
Yeah,
I think
more volunteers, we need more volunteers.
We are having a conversation,
Yes.
and this is really great work.
Yeah.
I vote outside the box.
Always. Warren.
Yeah. Right? More architects per capita than anywhere else in the country.
Let's use them.
Let's use it.
Put them to use.
Yeah.
That was it, that was good for my other
Okay.
business, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Let's sign some stuff. And I would, I think I should have said this during agenda changes, but I would suggest that we not use our executive session in
Right.
real estate, given there are only 3 of us.
I agree.
Okay.
Bye, Jim, thanks.
Good night, thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Pam.
Thank you,
Carrie.
Carrie. Awesome. Okay. We've already been signing things too, ladies. Nice
I know.
job.
I
Look
saw
at
that.
this.
I
We've
like
got
that.
a few things going here. We approved that. We all signed it. I signed this one in the right spot that time.
I'm gonna go before Rebecca falls asleep.
Snow hockey. Did you win?
Was it a game?
And any game. We played a bunch of scrimmages on Saturday. We played really well.
Oh, good.
Our first game's Friday.
Yay.
So,
You're doing
Who you
AP
playing?
first.
Yes.
Essex.
Great.
Yeah. It'll be
Okay,
tough.
move to approve accounts payable in the amount of $211,030.83.
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a big one.
I will say that tax
59
dollars are
Kingsbury
didn't roll it in.
Airport Road.
Are they? Good.
and Dana's
We're
moved a lot of
covered.
money into the reserve sort of so that we can generate some interest.
Good, good.
So,
Great.
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to read them, so.
Rebecca, do you know if the road crew's gonna fix
Should we
that
take a minute?
little bottom part of Airport Road where it got undercut under the pavement at some point? There's like currently a cone just sitting
Yeah,
there.
so
They-
Andrew called to get some cold patch, and there's not going to be any available until November.
Blue Cross.
Yeah,
Jesus, really?
so that's
Fire
what he's basically
mutual aid.
waiting for, is cold patch.
We need to, all those in favor on the accounts payable.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Kelly, good one.
Thank you.
Okay, so not till November.
Yeah.
Hey, I move to approve payroll in the amount of $31,266.41.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I can't even sign my name anymore.
Aye.
Minutes of August 12th, 2025.
That was a doozy.
I move we approve the minutes of August 12th.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Appreciate the paperclip, Rebecca.
You got it.
Did we amend the double?
I did. That's a good catch.
Did I have a question for you on that one too? Oh. You got my question also about whether we actually, what was it about? Could use the money if we got the extension, whether we really could use the money
Capital
for the
budget
vehicle.
transfer.
You and
I haven't heard back
Ben.
yet.
Okay,
on that.
and the minute said that we could. So
Oh.
my comment was, we may need to amend the
Oh, I
minutes
see.
because
I
it
got
was
it.
written saying that we
Okay.
could, not that we were gonna
All
look
right.
into it.
Got it. Okay.
Oh,
Make a
this
note of
one's
that.
just me.
Move to
Anything
adjourn?
else, ladies? I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all.
Thank you,
John.
everybody. Thank you.